Good evening, everybody. I am from Estate.One. I would like to introduce you to two personalities that we invited to, especially keeping the women in the same place. Sister Aruna Ladva and Dr. Aruna. Thanks both of you for finding time and coming here. I wish I could speak more about you, but I won't be able to. So I'll let you.
Okay, who here, right? Who here lives on Easy Street? Easy Street. Who lives on Easy Street? Easy. Well, what do you understand by easy? Easy Street, where everything's easy? Who lives on Easy Street? Yourself? There's one gentleman who lives on Easy Street. Anybody else? Number 2, 3, 4. And the rest of us? Is it easy, or is life easy or difficult? Difficult. Not sure, but it's your life. It's your life, you should know, right? So the thing is, nobody lives on Easy Street, actually, right? Everybody has stresses in their life, every day, all day. Even a little baby, right, who's crying is stressful because, she needs her milk, she needs her nappy changed. So actually, stress is a very big part of our life that somehow we have to get used to. It's not going to go away, but what we can do is certainly manage that stress in our life. That's the point. And this is where really meditation comes quite handy in learning to manage our stress. So we're not fooling ourselves by thinking that, there's no stress. We know it's there, but we also know that we have control over it. We don't allow the stress to have power over us. That's the difference. And as a result of that, then we feel happy, we feel empowered, okay, and we feel like we're in control of our life. So that's to begin with about the stress, but also I wanted to appreciate every woman in this room. In fact, I've been getting these little, WhatsApps, and one I liked a lot. It said, behind every powerful woman is... Huh? A man, no. Is herself. Yeah, so that's the difference. Men need the women, but women can, succeed themselves. So actually, I'm also proud that I'm part of an organization that also puts leaders, women as leaders in front. And it's the vision of Dada Lekraj, who became known as Brahma Baba, who felt that it was women who needed to be in the front now, because men had led for a long time, and so it's now the time for that soft power. In fact, all organizations are talking about soft power, but women have it in them, naturally, innately. So yes, today we just came from another session where we were talking about the subject of pause, think, and act. So how many of you actually, press the pause button in your life from time to time? Yeah, so whether it's meditation or taking time out, maybe even playing golf or something like that, just to take sleep. Somebody said sleep? So just to be able to take time out and be with the self, that's the important thing. Not time out and to clear the garage or something like that. No, quality time with the self. And the way to do that is to really be with the self and to talk to the self and to find out what is going on inside of me. What are my triggers? And then there's something called self-talk. What is the conversation that I'm having inside of my mind all the time? Self-talk is the talk that you talk to yourself about. In fact, last week I was in Mount Abu, and there was a 2-day compassion workshop that I was actually attending. It was given by one Dr. Sarah Eager from UK. And she was saying that, all of us, we always talk nicely to others, right, when they're going through a problem. Like we encourage them and, like we're compassionate. But when it comes to us and us going through the same problem, we are so hard on ourselves. I mean, naturally, as human beings, we can be nice to another and say, it's going to be okay, don't worry, things will work out. But somehow to ourselves, we're very hard on ourselves. And so again, we've got to turn that around and say, why? Why am I so hard on myself? Am I not the same person as this person, with the challenges of life? So we've all got to be a little more kinder. We've all got to be a little more compassionate hearted. And men too. I mean, men shouldn't feel that, I'm tough and I have to be tough. Because sometimes it's not about the external show. It's about melting the heart. As I said, even there's another brother we have in the organization, and he's been running these seminars throughout India in 35 cities, which is called Future of Power. And Future of Power is about how power has actually gone from India to China, to Constantinople, to Europe, to America. And now that power is going to come back to India. But which power? It's not the physical power, not Bahubali, but it's the soul power. India has a lot of ancient wisdom. India has a lot of, health knowledge on health, Ayurveda, etc., and yoga and personal discipline. And so really, this is the time now to awaken this in us and to use the knowledge and the powers to work for us. So how do we activate those powers within the soul? In fact, we all know we have power to tolerate, power to cooperate, power to adjust, power to discriminate. We all know we have these powers. But why aren't we exercising them? Because we forgot. We forgot that we had these powers. Imagine that you have a toolbox in your house, or a knitting box, or needles, or something, What's the point? If you forget that it's there, it's of no use. Or you say you have some special knives, you've put them away somewhere safe. But if you forget, it's like not having it. So in the same way, we have these internal innate powers in us, but we actually forgot that we have them. And that's why we were searching outside for them. In fact, let me tell you the story of, there was a man who went to a sage, like a guru, and this man went to him and said, you know what, I want you to give me something that will make me very happy. So he said, well, I don't know, I don't have anything that can make you happy. And he said, no, you must have something, you're the guru, I've come to you, I'm not going empty-handed. He said, okay, if you go over there, by the tree, there is a stone. If you like the stone, you can take it home with you. So he goes to the tree, the bottom of the tree, and actually it's a stone, but what kind of a stone? It's a diamond, right? It's this big. So he picks it up and he says, this, you want me to take this? And the guru said, yeah, if you want it, take it, it's there for you. So he said, okay, sure. So he took it, and as he went home, he put it under his jacket so nobody could see it. Then when he got home, he thought, better not tell my wife, in case, because, they love to talk, right? So she might tell the neighbors. And so he said, let me hide it somewhere. So he hid it somewhere. Then when he went to work, every day he's thinking about this diamond, I hope nobody steals it, and I hope my wife doesn't find it while she's cleaning. And anyway, whole week, wo kya bolte, parishan ho gaya. He got disheartened, right? He got afraid, he got distressed, he got restless. He said, no, you know what, this is too much. He took the diamond again. He went back to the guru and said, you know what, here, I don't need it, you take it. My life was much happier without it, I was much more peaceful without it. So I'm saying this because, how much of our time do we spend running after things only to find that we didn't really need it, In fact, really one of the premises of Raj Yoga meditation is to get in touch with our innate values and powers. So let me ask you, where does peace grow? Where does peace grow? Yeah. Where does love grow? Yeah. There's no shop, right? What's your supermarket here? D-Mart. Yeah, we have D-Mart. Yeah. Can you go buy love in D-Mart? Can you go buy respect in D-Mart? No, it's not out there. So, we're looking for things from out there. We're looking for love from out there, respect from out there. But it's not there. It's here. So here means what? Where? So in the soul. So when I sit in meditation, I'm getting in touch with that quality inside of me. And the more I sit in meditation, the more I remember, the more I feel it, and more I become it. That's the point. And the more empowered I become, then the less things I want from out there. In fact, when I say I'm happy, and then you add the word because. I'm happy because. I'm happy because I got a new shirt. I'm happy because I got a new haircut. I'm happy because I got a new job. I'm happy because I got a promotion. I'm happy. As soon as you say because, it's not the right type of happiness. Right? Because means that once that thing goes, your happiness is also going to go. Isn't it? So I need to be happy just because I'm happy. I am happiness. Not I have to be happy or because of this I'm happy. Even love. Look at the virtue of love. I'm loving. Imagine if I'm so full of love and you want love from me, then I shouldn't measure. I only measure because I don't have enough for myself. Otherwise, if I'm so loving, if I have the feeling that I have so much love and you come to me for some love and attention, why can't I give it to you? Why is it that we can't give people what they want? Respect. Say somebody comes. Many of us are looking for respect, especially in companies. Why can't I give respect? If I have enough self-respect, then I'll easily be able to give that respect to others. So this is the point. I have to become full. And of course, as I keep saying, I'm biased, as you know, to meditation. So the more I meditate, the more I become full of that awareness that I am the embodiment of these qualities. You see? And then the more I'm able to share that with others. And this is why we say, as I change, the world changes. It's not that the world literally changed, but my vision changed. कहते हैं ना कि दृष्टि और वृत्ति और सृष्टि. As my drishti changes, my vision changes, my vritti changes, my attitude changes, and so the srishti changes. That means the world changes. So as the world changes, then I start being much nicer person, because now I feel world is so lovely. I don't feel the world is doing anything to me. I don't think the world is taking anything away from me. So then I'm a happier person. I'm a nicer person. Like I always say, if each one of us just took care of ourselves, imagine, if we were full individuals and we just took care of ourselves, not in a selfish way, but just filling ourselves through meditation, then the world would be a nicer place. But every time we're pointing the finger at somebody else, aren't we? We're saying, you have to, you have to do this. There's a nice picture I have actually. It says, "You're supposed to make me happy," you know? And the other one saying the same thing, "But you're supposed to make me happy." You know, it's like they've signed a contract that you will make each other happy, and if they don't, then it's talaq, right? So this is the point, that why should I be waiting for that love and respect from others? Let me feel it in myself. The same thing applies to, you know, sometimes people question why Brahmakumaris things are free. You know, they wonder, don't you feel that people take advantage of you? And actually no, because again, if you have something to give, like say you had a garden with lots of mango trees, or even one mango tree with lots of mangoes, okay? How many mangoes are you going to eat? So if somebody comes to you and says, "I want some mangoes," you say, "Sure, have it." So it's not a question of taking advantage. You have enough for yourself, but then you also have enough to share with others. And so it's not a question of taking advantage. If you're ready to give something and people want it, give it to them. Then it's not a question of taking advantage. But firstly, we have to become full. So this is what I was saying to the other class as well. When you are full, right? When you have, has everybody eaten lunch? Everybody's full? Yes? Okay, so now if we brought in a feast, you would say, "No, thank you." Huh? If you are full, if you've like really, your pet is full, and then somebody offers you something, what do you say? No thanks. You see? So if I'm really full from inside, my virtues and powers, and then somebody says, "Here, I'll give you more respect, I'll give you more love," you say, "No, I don't need it. I'm fine, thank you. I'm so full." You see? So really, if I can just manage my thoughts, myself, and so back to this, pause, think, and act. So pause is the pause button. And then think. So this was the pause, think, act is SOS. Stand back, observe, and steer. Right? Stand back, observe what's happening, and then steer. In other words, first of all, stand back and be a witness. This is called witness mode. Be a witness to your life. What is happening? Don't be engaged in it. You know, don't throw yourself in the middle of the drama. Step aside from the drama. So that's the step aside, observe, look carefully what is happening. And then decide. And this is where each one of us has a choice. The human intellect has a choice. And it's up to us what we're choosing. So you can choose to walk into the office every day and choose to be happy. Or you can walk in every day and choose to be grumpy. You know? It's up to you, isn't it? And depending on how you are, that's how you will get treated. Who likes to be with grumpy people? Who likes to be with negative people? Anyone? You say, "No, thank you, goodbye." Right? Kafi hai. But if somebody's happy and positive and bubbling, you know, time flies with them, and you say, "Yeah, I'd like to have this person around." That's why, what's that saying? You should check, are people happy when you arrive or when you leave? You know? Because if you've been a nice guest, you know, people will be happy for you to come back. But if you've not been a nice guest, they'll be saying, you know, good riddance. So how to win friends, family. It's again not about doing anything, it's about being. This is the thing. And one of my favorite subjects actually is creating your reality. This was something I was practicing. So let me ask you, if you ordered a credit card and it didn't arrive, whose fault is it? If you ordered a credit card, or if you ordered for some flowers to be sent somewhere and it didn't get there, whose fault is it? The agency. The person who delivers? Really? Sorry, what was that? What?
You said God's fault.
Exactly. Blame him for everything. No, the fault is mine. The fault is mine. You know, if things are not happening in my life as I want them to happen, it's my fault, because I am not putting out the right frequency. You see? Somewhere I'm not putting out the right thought. So you might say, yes, I'd like the flowers delivered, but inside maybe you think, maybe not, maybe it's too expensive. You know, or maybe they don't deserve it, or, you know, yeah, there's a counteractive thought, which is why that thought is not flowing. You see, why it's not happening. Nahi to kyun nahi?
But I ordered. Ordered, I paid for it already. That means.
Yeah, but not with that full force, not with that pure intent, not with that full heart.
So you're saying if it is a half-hearted approach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There I would differ.
yeah.
I wouldn't take it that we have to whip ourselves for a process which we have brought into action because our heart decided, which we have tied up the ends, paid, tied up with the agency, with whatever we could think of as process defects that could take place, put into place. Self-whipping ourselves is not an appropriate approach.
No, it's not.
It doesn't mean that because there is a failure on the part of a stuff to be delivered. The thought that we chose to think about somebody, to send something good to somebody, that person definitely was in our heart. No one's going to, let's just say if I have to do it for my own God, right? That's not going to be a thought process which has a second thought about. And yet it failed to reach her. So that doesn't mean that the vibe that I have for my daughter or the intent that with which I sent is not right. So there I beg, self-flagellation is not acceptable.
No, if I can finish my point. My point is that I am the creator of my reality. Yeah? This is the point I'm trying to make. I'm the creator of my reality, which means I can make things happen with the power of my thought. So I'm not saying we need to beat ourselves up if it's not happening. What I'm saying is that we have to look and see, okay, where can I empower my thought? Because why aren't things going? And on the other hand, why do certain things happen without me putting that much energy into it? That's another side of the story, isn't it? You see? So it's fine, you don't have to believe me. I mean, we can have different points of view. I'm just encouraging you to see that you can create your reality. And how this works is that somewhere I'm sending out the thought, and the thought has a certain frequency. Okay? So say, for example, you're listening to a radio station, and the radio station you're listening to is, I don't know, 99.9, let's say. Okay? So this is, say, I don't know, pop, or what, mirchi, whatever you have, right? You must have an Indian. Okay. So say that's an Indian pop music station, 99.9. Okay. Now you say, I would like to hear BBC. You know, I'd like to hear the news. So in order to hear that, you have to change the frequency, right? To whatever, 104 point something. Then as you tune into that, this is what you will start receiving. So it's the same concept with my thought. So somewhere I'm putting out the thought that yes, I want my life smooth and calm and peaceful, but somewhere I'm not tuning into that frequency. In other words, I'm doubting that, I'm not turning the knob properly. Because if I really believed in having the peace and calm in my life, I could tune into that, whereby I start to receive from that which I've put out, you see? And this is the simple theory. Of course, it's more complicated than that, but in theory, yes, why I can't create, I mean, even for us, like even now when I was in Kuwait, one of the Kuwaitis was telling me that somebody was talking to her and they think she's an angel fallen from heaven. You know, they don't realize that she's also working, she has children, she's managing her life. But because they see her as a meditation teacher in the center, they think she's just an angel, you know. So Sheikha is her name. So Sheikha said, you know, I have my problems, I have my children, I have lots of business, I'm taking care. And at the same time, I'm balancing it with meditation. So this is the point, that we're all working on ourselves. It's not that our life is just made for us, but you have to slowly plant the seeds of what you want, and then it will come your way. That's the point. So if you want more peace or easy flow, what I like to say is I want my drama to flow. In other words, I want things to flow and be easy, not to struggle, not difficult. But you don't use negative language. You don't say, I don't want this. Because as soon as you say you don't want it, you're actually putting energy into the negative. No, so if you say, I don't want to be angry, what are you saying? You're giving more energy to that. Because the mind, the soul also sees in images. So it keeps seeing flashes of anger. So you have to say, no, I want more peace and calm. I want more flow. I want more abundance. I want more ease. I want happiness. You have to focus on these positive qualities. So as you do that, really then you start to attract. Because it's really, I always say, especially I enjoy giving talks in Bharat, because, we all understand karma philosophy. It's part of our nature in Hindustan. So really, whatever we sow, that is what we will reap. And so that's why I'm saying about how much trust is behind that seed. Depending on how much, power I put behind that thought, behind that seed, then that's what I will reap. Now, the thing is that I'm reaping with my thoughts. I'm sowing with my thoughts. I'm also reaping with my thoughts. I'm sowing with my words. I'm reaping with my words, so good things come back to me, compliments, good wishes, blessings. And I'm reaping and sowing with my deeds as well. So everything I'm doing, it's thoughts, words, and deeds. You can't just say, if I did it, that's a karma. No, it's also thinking. If you have lots of negative thoughts, all of you know, right, that you will have a psychosomatic effect. And we all know, like, anger is connected with liver, and asthma is connected with anxiety, right? You would know better than me. So really, everything that we're doing, it's having, first of all, an effect on myself. And that's why I always say that we actually have to be very positive. The first person it attacks is me. If I'm not positive, I'm the first person to suffer. So, give me one reason why you would not be positive. Give me one reason why you need to be negative. A good reason. Any good reason why we have to be negative? No, I don't think there is one. But there's many reasons to be positive, you see? So really, when we wake up, plan your day. In fact, sometimes we make a timetable. Every few hours I'm going to think of this. We have like a bowl of virtues or blessing cards, and then you can pick and say, okay, I'm going to think of this, I'm going to think of this the next few hours. And in that way, you keep your mind entertained with positive language, positive words. And if we're not thinking of that, we'll be thinking of something wasteful, which is just depleting the mind, you see? Think about what is the food for the soul. We ate lunch, but what about the food for the soul? What are we feeding the soul with every day? So food for the soul is actually thoughts. And as I'm putting positive, powerful thoughts, in fact, 5 P's. I'd like you to remember 5 P's. So pure, peaceful, positive, powerful, and purposeful. Every thought should be peaceful or have an element of peace. Pure, like pure intention. Pure, peaceful, positive. Be positive, make it happen. Powerful. Powerful means, again, yes, it can happen, it's strong, it's worth putting into action. And purposeful, in other words, it should have a purpose behind it, not just a waste thought. And these 5 P's, if you just even filter your thoughts and say, okay, this is the criteria, then really, again, you can have a very happy, balanced life. So it's very easy. I don't know how many of you meditate or take time out for yourself, but I really encourage you. We say actually make an appointment with yourself. Every week, at least, make an appointment with yourself where you say, okay, 2 hours I'm going to spend with myself doing something nice for myself. Even if it's like sitting in the park, you make your own chai, take it, drink it peacefully, look at the trees. It's just, why? Because, I always give the example of when you're playing the guitar, okay? And if you do the last string, the strings are still vibrating, aren't they? they're still, like we say, quivering, you know. So it takes a while for the strings to stop. So in the same way, you know, for us, we are so much in action, and then even when we stop, we haven't fully stopped, we haven't fully calmed down. So it takes a little while actually. So if you can give yourself an hour or two of just deep breathing, being with yourself, taking time out, it's actually an act of self-love as well. But if I can do this for myself, then again, there's this feeling of feeling full and not empty. Otherwise, again, as I said, I'm always looking for it from outside of myself. And it's not healthy, actually. In fact, I got this video clip as well, where it said that even after you have been clinically dead, right, up to 10 minutes after you have been, you know, clinically dead, the brain is still working. Because they said that that brain part, whichever this part, doesn't need the oxygen for it to continue working. So imagine, like, there's still, like I said, even after death, we are not shant, you know, we are still like operating on a high. So really, I suggest like to really use meditation as a tool to really calm the mind. And then there's so many benefits. You will make better decisions, you know, you will take better decisions, you'll have better friends, because you make the right decision, you'll have the right outcome, you'll have good friends. So many benefits to thinking positive.